Hello, this is Kenny DeMoss, principal of Parkersburg High School, and I want to talk to you today about Prom 2021. So right now I'm going to share a screen with you, and I want to kind of get out some firsthand information, and remember that this information could change at any time. So start my slideshow here. And this is for Prom of 2021. First and foremost, prom will be May 1st. It's a Saturday. Well, no more than 3 hours. And we're going to be doing that from 7 p to 10 p, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. with the walk-in starting at 6 p.m. We are only allowed to sell a maximum of 500 tickets, and that will be first come, first serve. Only seniors or juniors are allowed to buy tickets, and we'll talk more about that here in a second. No outside guests are allowed unless they're Wood County school students or they graduated last year. So we're throwing that caveat to those kids that didn't get to go to prom last year. If you invite one of those kids, I should say students, former students, they can come to prom. That'd be the only outside guests that we will be allowing due to COVID. We want to keep it to Wood County school students as best as we can. So a senior or junior will come in to purchase their ticket, and they will, if they want to fill out an outside guest form, it will only be permitted for someone who is a Wood County school student or someone who graduated last year. We will offer it to the first 500 seniors or juniors to get tickets. So understand this, in the past, we have been right around 500. And I think 2 years ago when we were having prom, we sold over about 600 tickets. So it will be first come, first serve, and we will open it up to seniors first. Then we'll go from there. You must wear a mask at all times. That is the number one thing. And I know it's, you'll be out there dancing and hanging out, but that's the only way we can have prom. Wearing a mask is important to cover your mouth and nose. And we will provide an area if you need to step outside and take your mask off for a breather. The area must be ventilated. So, in our gymnasiums, that is very ventilated, and we'll be talking more about that here in a second. If we offer food, and if we do, it will be prepackaged and drinks will be bottled. We won't have the finger food that we've typically had in the past. You must meet eligibility to purchase a ticket, and that is huge. So if you are a student trying to go to prom, you must be able to have good academic progress. You cannot have 3 Fs in any core class. So that's going to be a big hang up for some of you, but for many of you, you'll be fine. And also attendance and discipline is considered, okay? So when you come in to buy your ticket, whether it be digital or by cash, check, whatever, however we provide that, we've not gotten that far yet. But when you come in to buy your ticket, if you're not on the list, that means you're good. If you're on the list to not be able to go to prom or subjected to a conversation with Mrs. Ray, then she'll have to talk to you prior to anything else moving forward. We're really leaning towards digital tickets like we do right now for our games. We will not be selling any tickets at the door. We have never done that even before COVID. So digital tickets are fine if we want to do that. You will have to show proof of ID and your ticket, and we have to verify that you are allowed to actually come to prom. There will be barriers set up for parents. This is very important. Parents, I know that you want to come and take pictures for the walk-in, but you have to wear a mask. I know it's outside, but we don't want a large group gathering without a mask being worn, and you need to socially distance. Please do not make this a spreader event. And we can do that by you being good adults and understanding what the logistics of COVID-19 is and staying spaced apart. So as of, I should say yesterday afternoon, as of yesterday afternoon, the governor has removed the map. So it doesn't matter, there are no callers anymore. So we're going to have our prom on that day. Here's the big one. Screening must take place. That is huge. And how are we going to do the screening? Well, that's still up in the air a little bit, but it'll be of several ways. Number one, all those wanting to attend more than likely will have a COVID test on the Tuesday or Wednesday before prom. And I know that kind of sounds very over the top, but at the same time, if we can scan to make sure that you are not asymptomatic and carrying COVID-19 and prevent a super spreader occurring at an event, we want to be able to do what we can. And we'll discuss that more in the future once we get the logistics, but it would be the Tuesday and Wednesday like we do for the shots. You would come into a gymnasium and take your test, and you would get your results on Friday. Or there is a possibility that we show you've had the test. Maybe you've had recently tested, and within that window, that's a huge thing. So like that Tuesday or Wednesday, and you understand that many of these things could change, but you will be screened in some way. Or if you've had the vaccine, that's a huge one. If you had the vaccine, you definitely can come to prom, but you'll have to show proof of that. Or if you had COVID-19 within the last 90 days of prom, you could show that as well. So there will be a combination of these, or one, we could possibly be even taking temperatures at the door. So we don't know necessarily how it's going to go. And I understand that some of you are thinking, well, I got to buy a dress, I got to buy a tux. And what happens if I can't go? Well, I mean, that's just the risk you take with wanting to go to prom. So the more space, the better. We're definitely going to, obviously use the field house. We're going to also spread out into the Jack Stevens gym. So we'll have two areas. We have the field house mezzanine. The mini gym is where we will have Interstate Studio have an iPad set up and they can take your picture. So we're either going to have one DJ and pipe music into the other gym, or have two DJs or a band or some other type of music. We will be able to decorate for prom, but we won't be able to have the typical drapes we have, because we can't have anything that blocks airflow. We'll be using open doors, especially upstairs in the field house, and windows, and we have very good air conditioning down in the Jack Stevens, which provides good airflow. And you'll be able to go outside in the mezzanine area. Typically, we had a place that you could walk out to on above ROTC there, or outside the Jack, and we will provide a ventilated area that you can walk outside and remove your mask and stay socially distant. And as I said before, we will have Interstate Studio there using an iPad with a backdrop, but we will not have a photo booth. That's important to know. And we will know more as it gets closer. I know you're thinking, as I said before, you got to prepare for prom: hair, nails, tux, dresses, whatever it may be. You really have to take this serious. If you want to take the chance to go to prom and you want to practice good social distancing and wearing a mask, if you really want to go to prom, you need to do those things, because I don't want you to test positive and then not be able to go, and then it just becomes a sad situation for you. So we'll get more into the screening as we get close. It is important to understand that all three high school principals met with the assistant superintendent and the head of nurse for Wood County Schools, Ms. Bertram, and we discussed what our options were. We are very limited on what we can and can't do, but we still want to provide the venue for you, because it is important. It's a part of your upperclassmen years. So if you do ask someone to go to prom, it has to be, again, someone who is a junior or senior. It can be a sophomore. We do not allow freshmen to go to prom. Or it can be another Wood County School student that meets that criteria, or someone who graduated last year and is eligible. They would be eligible to go to prom because they didn't have one. So I hope this really helps out. I know you're going to have many questions that I really can't answer at this point in time. I'm still waiting on some more data and information from the board office and from the local health officials. So as soon as we get that information, we will let you know, and we'll let you know as soon as we start selling tickets. So remember, go to school, make sure you're having good grades, practice social distancing, and wear a mask. Thank you, and have a wonderful spring break.